have body parts, as some people might tell you, are boy parts. And you might not feel like you're a boy or a girl, but you're a little bit of both. No matter how you feel, you're perfectly normal.
Wow, telling kids who might be trans or gay or experiencing gender dysphoria that they're normal and there's nothing to be ashamed of? Oh God, what would God Almighty think? Then what? This is what I mean, like right here, they can talk about this being kind of dumb, but like the sexualization of children right around the corner. Oh, where's Chris Hansen when you need him? Oh. Like, calm the f down, come back over here to reality, all right? Snap back to reality and recognize that these like pronoun things, these neo-pronouns are pretty fucking stupid, but that's not akin to sexualizing kids. So, PragerU has a new video out, and it's called The Sexualization of Children. It's only 5 minutes, so hopefully it won't be too bad. The first thing I'll say is I hate that the right has successfully co-opted this. Talking about like the sexualization of kids, like, yeah, you probably shouldn't sexualize children. Yes. Hooray, you figured it out. You're such a moral individual. But I hate the fact that the right has successfully co-opted this into trans and gay people bad because sexualizing kids bad. It's the worst. It's so annoying to me because they've co-opted something that could otherwise be very easily agreed upon, and now they've made it a bludgeoning tool against sexual minorities. So let's go and check out the PragerU video. Take it away, whoever the fuck is doing it this time.
At what age is it appropriate for grammar school teachers to discuss issues like sex and gender with their students?
At what? Okay, sex and gender, like the difference between sex and gender, like biological characteristics as opposed to social perceptions and social identifications that we call gender. Probably as young as they're able to be when they can reasonably understand it. I don't know, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Like, what do you mean when you say sex? That's the question. I'm wondering if they mean when they say sex like sexual intercourse, or do they mean like sex as if, hey, biology kind of thing? I don't know. Let's keep watching.
Should it be done with kids as young as pre-K, 2nd grade, 5th? Even a decade ago, the most common answer would have been never. These are simply not appropriate subjects for young children.
What? Wait, sex and gender is not an appropriate subject for kids? Huh? You realize this wouldn't be taught in grammar class either, lady, right? This would probably be in like I don't know, what do they do? Science class? The body class? Whatever the fuck? What are you talking about? You realize that like conservatives overwhelmingly, or at least conservative states overwhelmingly, have child beauty pageants? That's sexualizing kids. Or what happens in the Catholic Church? That's sexualizing kids. Talking about the difference between sex and gender is not a weird thing at all. This would probably happen in a sex ed class. And to just simply understand concepts of the world, that some people have an identity that differs from their biological makeup, that's not a weird thing to say or to explain, especially if the person's like 8, 9, or 10. By that time, it's a no-brainer that they can learn about that.
If for some reason they did have to be raised, it would be the parents' job, not the teachers. Today, it's much different. Now these are pressing questions and very much on the minds of parents.
No, it's not always the parents' job. Like, again, it depends what you are referring to. I hate that they keep it so vague. If you're talking about teaching kids about actual sexual activity, then that should be done at an older age. If you're just talking about the distinction between sex and gender, biology versus social constructs that we call gender, what's wrong with that? That's not sexualization. That's not even sex as in you're having sex. Oh, good God, man. This is, not to mention parents, they suck cock at explaining these complicated subjects to their children. Why are you sending your kid to school if you're like, the teacher shouldn't be teaching kids stuff? That's my job. Yeah, then take them out of school, Karen.
They're part of what the media calls the culture war. But parents didn't start this war. The war has been waged on us. Until recently, we had no idea it was even happening. Now it's hand-to-hand combat, school boards versus mom and dad. It's not...
Yeah, because a lot of mom and dads are inbred dipshits who don't understand even the basics when it comes to sex and gender. They hear it and they think, skippity hee haw, this was never taught to me in my trailer park. Clearly this is sexualizing the kids, the evil democratic cabal. And then they go in there and they start screeching like banshees. You have to give us an example of what they're fighting over. There have been perfect examples of schools teaching things to the students that are not appropriate. I've seen it. I've seen examples where teachers are like, hey, here's an assignment. You have to talk to your dad about like these uncomfortable subjects that are involving actual sex, like engaging in sexual activity. That's worth calling out. That's bad. That's gross. Kids shouldn't be learning that. There is value in children having that sort of innocence that comes with childhood. But you're not taking away anyone's innocence and you're not sexualizing children with simply letting them know the difference between sex and gender. And if you say sex and gender, then you can say sex refers to your biology. People have chromosomes. And also, like, if kids have an understanding that, like, you have a penis or you have a vagina, that's not actually a bad thing either. Kids should understand what their body is, not only because it's good for them to have an understanding of the difference between sex and gender, but even more importantly, it helps them not get abused, or if they are getting abused, they know how to express that to someone else. A lot of the times kids are taken advantage of purely because they don't have an understanding of what's going on with them. They don't have an understanding of what's being done to their bodies. If they do have that understanding, they can get help if somebody starts to abuse that child. But again, there's so much nuance here that it's sure to scare a conservative back into whatever hole they crawled out of. I'll leave it with a final joke, okay? How do you circumcise a redneck conservative? Kick his sister in the jaw.
Not clear who's winning. Starting in September 2022, New Jersey first graders will learn about gender identity under new sex education guidelines. A sample lesson plan reads as follows. You might feel like you're a boy, even if you have body parts as some people might tell you are girl parts. You might feel like you're a girl, even if you have body parts as some people might tell you are boy parts.
What? This is the most minutiae non-issue I've ever seen. This is moral outrage to the level that I have... What are you talking about? Did she say first grade? How old is the average first grader? 7! 7-year-olds! How is that so... Okay. I think we can just laugh at the fact that they think that this is actually a problem. 7-year-olds learning that some people might feel like they are a boy, even if they have body parts that others associate with girl parts or call girl parts. Yes, that's called being trans. And guess what? When you teach kids this, you get more kids growing up to be more accepting, more progressive, and less like whatever dumb fuck inbreds work over at PragerU. All this does is make society better.
Of body parts as some people might tell you are boy parts. And you might not feel like you're a boy or a girl, but you're a little bit of both. No matter how you feel, you're perfectly normal.
Wow, telling kids who might be trans or gay or experiencing gender dysphoria that they're normal and there's nothing to be ashamed of? Oh, God, what would God Almighty think?
Yes, Junior might be struggling with his fractions, but never fear. He's rock solid on his preferred pronouns.
Why do they always do this? Why do they always do this whataboutism crap? Well, I thought we were supposed to be learning about math. Yeah, you can learn both, honey. I don't know. I know that growing up for you boomers, you know, you had the lead paint all over your walls. But for us regular, normal people now, for us smart folk, we can actually understand and learn about two different things at once. You can have an understanding of sex and gender and what it means to be trans while also having an understanding of math. Mind-blowing, I know.
The Evanston-Skokie School District 65 in Illinois has adopted a new LGBTQ plus Equity Week curriculum that will teach kids in pre-K and kindergarten about people who have more than one gender or no gender at all.
Oh, no. So what? Why do I care about this? At least they're giving examples, and it's bullshit. The sexualization of children? You literally just mentioned at the beginning, lady, that there's a difference between sex and gender. Or you at least acknowledge that that's what's being taught. So telling little kids about gender, and that some people have multiple... Wait, did you say multiple genders? That's a little weird. Or that some people have no gender or whatever? Like, yeah, what's wrong with this? Making sure the kids have an understanding of what gender is and how it's social and it's not the same as anything biological, that again is a good thing. And also, that is a fact of reality. It's the truth. This to me is equivalent to parents freaking out that their kids are learning the world is round.
in first grade can pick their own pronouns, including Z, Zer, and tree, and are told they can switch pronouns anytime they wish.
Okay, this I think is dumb because I don't like the Z, Zer, tree. What? Then what? This is what I mean. Like, right here, they can talk about this being kind of dumb, but like the sexualization of children right around the corner. Oh, where's Chris Hansen when you need him? Oh. Like, calm the fuck down. Come back over here to reality. All right? Snap back to reality. And recognize that these like pronoun things, these neo-pronouns are pretty fucking stupid, but that's not akin to sexualizing kids.
All feelings are respected all the time.
Oh no, a kid having their feelings respected? Oh, man, where's their big, strong, masculine daddy to beat the fuck out of them when they show emotion?
Graders, generally around 8 years old, are also encouraged to overcome their prejudice that gender is binary.
Amen.
Parents have mounted
None of this is sexual. Actually, none of this is sexual. It's hysterical. I thought they would be like, and in one course they talk about genitalia or something. This is not sexual. This is gender. Yes, kids should have an understanding that gender is not necessarily binary.
a counterattack. Our deep concern that our children are being prematurely sexualized and thus confused about their identity is manifest in Florida's Parental Rights and Education Act.
It's not sexual. They just say it. They don't even think twice about it. They're like, oh, wow, learning about gender and how some people identify? Clearly, this is the same as teaching kids what it means to fuck.
Its text plainly states that discussion of sexual orientation is out of bounds. This piece of legislation, which now has
Gender identity is not sexual orientation.
counterparts in several other states, has in turn been mocked by progressives. Setting aside the appropriateness of teaching small children that their gender is malleable or that kids designating tree as their preferred pronoun is okay, progressives say the Florida law is unnecessary. Why? Because these progressives claim these lessons aren't actually taught. They are a figment of the parents' imagination. Some figment. But if this is all just a fever dream on the right, then opponents of these bills are caught in their own circular logic. If these topics aren't taught in schools, then why is the bill controversial? Florida would be legislating against...
Well, I will definitely acknowledge that the whole don't say gay bill thing was probably a little bit over the top and a pretty hyperbolic, but like the problem is that lessons like this, or at least from their logic, I think I can understand that usually it's not on a day-to-day basis that they're like, all right, kids, today we're going to learn about what it means to be gay. Yay. But it's that if that subject comes up organically in the classroom, they should be able to talk about that and shouldn't risk losing their jobs. That's the best answer I can give. But this is like a really cheap attempt at a gotcha. Wow.
Against nothing. But that's not what's happening. Recently, in the Glendale Unified School District in California, parents confronted their school board after they learned that a third-grade teacher had shown their kids videos for Gay Pride Month that included nudity and discussions of sexual arousal. A decade...
Really? All right, so finally we have an example of something that is definitely sounds questionable.
Teacher had shown their kids videos for Gay Pride Month that included nudity and discussions of sexual arousal.
Is this California? Okay, what was the video? Glendale third-grade teacher showed gay pride videos. A year later, furious debate starts. Who nearly a year ago showed a video celebrating gay pride to students. She received threats. Okay. 3 of the videos explained gay pride with songs and animations. One features a song called Love is Love. Queer kid stuff. Uh-oh. The video that has spurred the most objection, and one that some parents said crossed the line of age appropriateness, is talking to kids about Pride Month. It shows an enthusiastic roundtable discussion with young children led by Canadian TV personality. In the nearly 3-minute video, they use the terms sexual diversity and coming out of the closet, and notes that as a youth, her admiration for actress Jodie Foster made her question her own sexuality, especially after seeing Foster naked in a film, which she said she watched several times. The children joyfully explain the possible advantage of having 2 parents of the same gender becoming a gay icon. Wait, how old are the kids? 3rd grade? How old are 3rd graders? 8 to 9 years old? This isn't nudity, though. I thought that they said there was nudity in this. These are the videos. Let's watch it on 2-speed.
Pride. What is it? Well, the word pride means to be proud. And Pride is also the name of a number of events and parades which take place throughout the year, sometimes known as Gay Pride. These events are like a party. It's a celebration. But why do we celebrate?
Okay.
Well, it dates back to 1969, New York City, and a place called the Stonewall Inn.
Okay, this is a cartoon, so I don't think there's going to be any nudity here. The song called Love is Love. Another cartoon that's so...
Play in the park and spin me around. Pick me up if I fall down. Make my tea, wash my clothes, brush my hair, wipe my nose. These kind of things my parents do. Whoever cares for you, I guess they do too. Love is glue, it's success together and whatever the weather. questions, flags and feathers, all colours of the rainbow, born with pride, and me and my mums, side by side.
So it shows that other kind of couples can exist? Oh, God forbid children have an understanding that some kids have two mommies and some kids have two daddies. Oh, surely only Marxist-Leninists themselves would come up with such a devious idea. So far, there's nothing questionable here. Queer kid stuff, I used to make fun of that a lot as a conservative. I can understand why they'd be mad about it. Sounds like this is the most objectionable.
Happy Pride, everybody!
Happy Pride!
Who here knows what gay pride means?
It means where like all the gay people, transgender, lesbian, bisexual people gather up and celebrate.
That's absolutely right. It's a celebration of sexual diversity. So I'm not gay, but I'm a gay ally. Are you gay allies?
Definitely.
Great answer. What does it mean to come out of the closet?
When you come out of the closet, it means like when you're playing hide and seek and you're hiding in the closet and then someone finds you and then you have to come out of the closet and you have to be it.
Makes sense. What do you think about gay marriage?
I just think it's
She's not even explaining stuff to the kids. She's just asking them questions and they're documenting their cute little answers.
Anderson Cooper?
I might have heard of him.
Jodie Foster?
I've heard of him. I cross my fingers. I'm not lying.
Oh, Jodie Foster is a woman, and she made me question my sexuality when I was a child because I liked her so much.
Oh.
And she was nude in the film Nell. Not that I remember watching it several times as a child.
Wow.
Guys, I'm so impressed with
Wait. Are you serious right now? This is...
you. Remember, what are we to the gay community? We are
Gay icons.
Sure.
I'm an ally. Maybe I could be an icon.
I mean, everybody should aspire to grow up and be a gay icon.
And that's what Pride Day is all about.
You're right. See you at Pride, everybody.
Grooming. Oh. Literally the only thing that was like mildly questionable was her saying that she saw the person nude. That's the video? How could you show children cartoons? Oh, what do they talk? Oh, see, I love that. Where they show nudity and discuss sexual arousal. No. What they said was, I remember questioning my sexuality when I saw one actress who happened to be nude in a film. And then it moved on. Okay. This is literally, like, how is this any different from, like, the sexual innuendos in virtually every single kid's cartoon? How is this any different from watching SpongeBob where they have little jokes that are obviously sexual that the kids just don't pick up on? Is there any difference here? Oh, right. If you're homophobic, there is.
Arousal. A decade ago, this teacher would have been chased out of town with pitchforks, metaphorically speaking. Today,
Oh, I like how you say metaphorically speaking when that teacher actually had to be removed from her classroom because of all of the violent threats against her for simply showing the videos in which we just watched and there was virtually nothing questionable in them. Man, you're dumb.
it's controversial. The purpose of the Florida law is to stop this sort of education. Activists and their media allies say the Florida bill stigmatizes kids who are not heterosexual or who have gay parents. Never mind that being straight is also a sexual orientation. The point is, any class...
What? Huh? I don't even understand what that has to do. Yeah, being straight is also a sexual orientation, but it's the most common, therefore perceived as being the most normal? What are you talking about?
Classroom discussion about sex and gender identity should be off the table. It's not surprising parents want to protect their small children from inappropriate lessons that have nothing to do with what school is supposed to be about. You know, quaint notions like reading, writing, and arithmetic.
That's not everything school is supposed to be about, dipshit. Maybe if you'd actually gone to a school that knew what they were supposed to be teaching, you wouldn't be so fucking dumb. It's not just reading. Okay, kids, what is a vowel? What's 1 + 1? It's also introducing them to concepts of the world in a way that aims to be age appropriate.
What's surprising is that it's even an issue at all. Why is this madness, and what is it if not madness, even happening? And who's behind it? It's not like there was a crying demand from 7-year-old boys to identify themselves as a girl or as a boy and a girl.
There was a crying demand from several different children with gender dysphoria who are all killing themselves at disproportionate rates. And now society's moving towards a more accepting direction. So, actually, kind of, you're wrong there?
Questions are not easy to answer. The sudden eruption of madness is never easily explained. But this much is not in doubt. You're not crazy. They're crazy. You're not crazy to be worried about what your children are learning in school. They're crazy for wanting your children to ponder their sexual identity in 2nd grade. You
What sexual... Okay.
didn't start this culture
I
war.
also like, by the way, how even the only example they gave where we thought it might be slightly questionable was one teacher in one school 2 years ago. Like, they want to indoctrinate your child. Then how come the only example you give me is literally one fucking teacher? Like, this is obviously not some covert agenda from all the evil school board teacher groomers to groom the children. Like, shut up, man. You guys don't even know how to take anything or present anything in a realistic way.
They did. but we have to win it, or we will all suffer the consequences. I say we because I'm one of you. I moved from New York, where I had lived my entire life, to Florida to protect my children. The progressive left is using sexual identity issues as a bulldozer. They've run over the educational establishment, and they're coming for your house.
Oh
Parents,
my God. Look out, guys. The big lefty bulldozer. It's heading towards us all. The bulldozer. It's headed towards us. And yes, it's painted in rainbow colors. Oh.
And the barricades. I'm Carol Markowitz, columnist for the New York Post for Prager University.
Oh, you work with the New York Post. That would explain why you're so dumb. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, this was a really bad video. Like, they had 2 valid points. And they were, the pronoun thing is pretty dumb. And the I saw the girl naked thing, which was like a tongue-in-cheek thing that honestly was far more tame as opposed to sexual innuendos that are put in kids' movies all the time to appeal to adults watching those movies with the kids. But even those somewhat valid points they could have had, they butchered them, because instead of saying like, hey, here's something that was taught that I think is a little questionable, it was, they're telling kids all about their sexual identity. Watch out, parents. Before you know it, your child will come home wanting to do nothing but be a naked drag queen. Chill the fuck out, man. You could have made an actual argument here. You could have said like, hey, this pronoun thing's kind of silly, because it is. I think it's silly. Pronouns exist to categorize people quickly, usually efficiently, in conversations. If someone's pronoun is tree, then you cannot know their pronoun until you meet them. And if you have to meet the person to know their pronouns, then it's no different from a fucking nickname. There's an argument against it right there, lady. It doesn't serve the same utility. But no, you couldn't do that. You couldn't dare to say anything that would even be somewhat nuanced. Instead, it's, watch out, the left. They have a giant bulldozer with a dildo strapped on the front. They will ram it into every parent's asshole. Man, chill out, dude. This was a sucky-ass video. The thing is, too, is like the gender stuff wasn't even sex. That had nothing to do with sex. That's all social shit. There you guys have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, and they, thems, and treesies. The bulldozers? No, the bulldozer. The bull groomers. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified when I drop a new video.